Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year, as we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market.
Well, during his State of the Union address this week, you heard it there, President Trump announced all working Americans are going to have access to this retirement plan that will match their contributions by up to $1,000 a year. So who's eligible, right? And when is this going to start? We've got David Riley here. He's the head of wealth management for Arcwood, joining us now to talk a little bit more about this. This is a big deal. David, I mean, walk us through what this would practically mean.
This is a huge deal, Allison. Thanks for having me here today. This is going to open up a retirement plan for folks that don't have an employer that are offering a plan to them. And there are over 50 million Americans right now that have no access to a 401k. They have no benefits like a match or anything like that. And that's what President Trump is offering.
So how are they going to be similar to the plans that are available to federal employees?
It's going to work very similar to it as it's like a 401k. The federal employees have access to what's called the Thrift Savings Plan, or TSP. That's actually the largest 401k style employer plan in the country, with over 4 million active participants and over $1 trillion in assets. So this has the possibility, offering 50 million people access to something like this. This could quickly become the largest retirement plan in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about how it's going to work. I know you kind of just walked us through a little bit, but when we're talking about numbers here, okay, so the government's going to match your $1,000. You put in $1,000. You've got the $2,000 in there. I mean, how much could this grow to? How much time? Who would you think should, or at least what age should they be getting in and starting this? Because I feel like this is a lot for those who are maybe a little bit later in their careers. So what's the potential?
So the potential is huge. For folks that are maybe nearer to retirement, it will at least give them the opportunity to get greater tax deferrals up front. Okay. So if they're earning more at this point in their career, they can save more on taxes right now. I think the greatest power is going to end up being for those that are younger, people that are in their 20s. I mean, if we're able to sock away even $20,000 or $30,000 within those first 10 years of work, that can grow to hundreds of thousands of dollars over the next 20 to 30 years of their working career.
Yeah, and when we're talking about those employees who their employers don't have that, or the company they're with doesn't have that, or maybe they're just gig workers, something like that. Tell me about, what other kind of circumstances might these people be in that they'll benefit from? Like we talked about gig workers, but some others too.
So pretty much anyone that's going to be 1099 contract employee should have access to this if they haven't set up their own business. Now this is still going to be in the details if that's actually going to be allowed, but I could see realtors who are not part of their actual brokerage unit, and maybe they're just contract employees that could potentially give them access. But really small businesses that have employees where they just can't afford their own retirement plans, and because they are expensive to set up, this will give them access and an opportunity to say, hey, this is now available to you. We strongly encourage you to start saving because you're getting free money here from the government.
Yeah, I mean, have there been any details besides that release, right? Because now my mind is wondering, okay, when it comes tax time and you have to do that, is this going to work the same as, your kind of 401k and all of that, business? I just don't know what the red tape is or what the rules are.
So that's the presumption. Okay. You'll be able to take a deduction on the prior year. There's still a lot to be decided because this is just announced.
Right.
I don't know if there's going to be Roth eligibility for this. That would be huge. But typically when you have Roth, your match is actually still tax deferred. So that's something that, it still could be a great benefit if they do it that way. And we'll just have to wait and see how the cards come down.
But David, like we said, millions of people will be impacted by this when we see it happen. So it's going to be very interesting. Thank you so much for being here with us. David Riley, head of wealth management for Arcwood. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I hope